Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Hey, good afternoon, people. We are here. This is Mr. Bishop, Dr. B, as they call me, and Mr. Harvey. Dr.
Well,
B. I put that name up there, that thing, because I got that when I was a coach for football.
they called you
And
the doctor, huh?
they call me the doctor. So that's Dr. B over there. Man. It took me a while to learn how to win, but when I did, they they couldn't figure out how the hell is he doing this crap. But man, we had some hell of a teams, man. Whoa, man, we had more coaches on the sideline than we did players. My first 2 years, couldn't get nobody to play, man. But we still won. So I guess they said, well, shoot, that's Dr. B. he can doctor up a win. Oh man, that was a hell of a time though. But I always came through and did what I had to do to to win. And most of us don't know how to win yet. We out there fooling around here with this knucklehead and everything, and just watching him just beat up on us, and the fight is gone. But you can't stop fighting if you want to win. Can't stop fighting if you want to win. You gotta figure out a way to win, because this old boy, he done figured out a way to win. You know, came back and won him a second term. He stayed on the case for 4 years, creating problems for
You're
four
right.
years.
Did you say create problems? Because that's what he's doing, creating problems, because there were no problems. I mean,
Right.
he always going to have problems, but he
He,
creating problems.
right. He creates a fiasco, and he likes doing that. And he operates in chaos. That's how he is. He operates in chaos. He loves chaos. He loves confusing people. He loves and he laughs at these fools. I know he go to bed at night laughing at them. Oh yeah, I done messed him up today. Then he gonna get up and sit down. He'll wake up and figure out, well, I can cause some more problems. I'm gonna write something in my social media account and it can cause some more problems. And damn people
The
now he
day is
damn
not
people.
over yet, because he has not did anything yet. Today is not over. I've just been waiting all week. What is he going to have for this weekend?
He got something going on. He got something going on now.
What?
He done pulled a nomination for the UN ambassador.
Yeah, but that ain't no news.
Yes, it is. That's a leak. That's because she was sitting down there getting ready to be confirmed. And he said, no, I gotta pull that because she gotta go back over there and still be the house because we can't afford to lose her. So he pulled her nomination. Then he
Well,
sat down and then he done sat down there and they done had this crisis going on with this signal, and he just messing around and saying, I don't care. And his whole crazy U.S. attorney and stuff, man, She done gave her the power to say and do whatever she want to do, and he loving it.
Well, what I'm talking about is usually he does something to screw up and make everybody all nervous and upset. You have some kind of chaos or something going on. All
He
this
did.
week
He
is his
is.
mess ups. All
He
this week
is.
is his mess ups.
Well, he created some problems here. Didn't Japan come up and get pissed off at him because he done sent them a tariff thing over there and said we're gonna come due in the 2nd of February, April, and he's supposed to have said this is permanent and we ain't backing off of this.
Well, one of the things that some of the media people are saying that they have put so many, and I'm putting it in air quotes, conservative news people in their briefings, and he calls on them and gets softball questions. And a laugh broke out when one of them asked a softball question. And I'm going to ask you, Ed, since you are very political astute, what do you think these people should do? That's what I'm trying to figure out, because when they ask him a serious question or something that's relative to the American people, he calls them a bunch of names. You ain't no good.
Yep.
Who you from? Where you from? Oh yeah, you ain't no good. I ain't calling on you.
Right.
You know, I don't want to hear what you got to say.
Right.
So, what should these people do?
They just go back into a little foxhole and just lick their wounds. They can't do nothing because if depending on where they're from, if they're from any one of the major news outlets, they can't say nothing because they might get fired. They might lose their job if they open their mouth. And if he can bash them and stuff, and they ain't supposed to say a word, that's
The whole purpose of the briefing room is for people to report on incidents that are happening. Like right now, did you see Rachel Maddow's show last night?
no, I didn't. I usually wait until a day or two before I listen to what she got to say.
Well,
Go ahead.
last night she did a segment. I didn't watch all of it, but she did a segment on the carrying on in about 4 cities. These elderly people are in front of the Social Security office protesting. Bunch of old people.
Unknown caller.
There wasn't no more than about 150 or 100 people in front of each one of them. But they had their signs out. Don't mess with my Social Security. Don't be firing. Don't be closing my office. All that kind of stuff. They had all their signs out, and they upset. A lot of these seniors now, they know that they're coming after your Social Security. So that was a good story. It's about time somebody reported on that, because there's a lot more protesting that's going on for a lot of other things too, as far as firing these people that's in government positions. But J.D. Vance said something very interesting in his little speech today. You know, he went up to
Greenland.
And the thing that I got out of it, you know, besides all this little hogwash crap he was talking, Joe Biden's administration is the cause of all these wars. What wars? America ain't in no war. What war? We're supporting Israel. We're supporting Ukraine, but we ain't in no war. But Joe Biden is the one that's responsible for all these wars. That's their saying.
If you believe him, yeah.
It wasn't Putin. It wasn't Hamas. It was Joe Biden. He's responsible.
If you
And
if
we're
you
trying to fix it.
if you believe him, yeah, and most people that they will. Trump has made a living off of telling a lie, and if you keep repeating the lie, people are going to start looking at it. They're going to start thinking about it. They're going to start trying to figure out what to do if you keep repeating the lie. Now, he keeps repeating this crap about Greenland. We want Greenland. We gonna do something about Greenland. And he done sent his son up there to Greenland. Now he done sent the vice president up there to Greenland. And the people already told him, we don't want you. Don't come here. They have gone so far this last time with the vice president, they done sent an envoy up there before him, and they are walking around to the people in Greenland and asking them, will they come out and at least talk to him when he get there? And they can't find anybody to come out and say a word. So all they do is go up there and just lie. Tell a lie. You making news. Tell a lie. I'm telling you, Ted, it's been going on. Man, this guy, he is dumb as a feline. He's ignorant as all get out, but he does things and stuff, and he knows how to communicate with these folks and stuff and everything to keep a lie going. And he will tell a lie and dare them to say something about it and call them names. That's him.
Well, all that's true, but it's a method to his madness.
Absolutely.
It's a method to his madness. And I think I think I talked about this a couple of days ago, and I still say Peter Thiel and Elon Musk want Greenland. They need those minerals.
They're not going to get them.
That's their whole goal. He ain't doing it because the United States need it. Now, some of the stuff that they're saying, it almost makes sense. But Norway is, they're peaceable people. And Greenland, it works with Norway to compensate whatever they need. But they're claiming that they're not putting enough into the military. Now, we do have military there.
At this point, Ted, I don't think anybody in the European Union gives a damn what Trump thinks about their military. They don't give a damn. None of them. They don't care what he says about putting something in the military. They already know that he's not going to help them, so they're going on their own. If you look at the news and stuff and what these folks are doing over there, they are not dependent on the United States for shit. Nothing. Even Canada, they didn't turn their back on them. Their new prime minister has already said, we don't care nothing about the United States anymore. And they have turned their back on them. And like I said before, the only reason why he's over there fooling around and stuff is he wants to be relevant. And he's over there in Ukraine and trying to negotiate a peace that he wants to be relevant. And he had enough nerve to tell Zelensky that he wants all of their minerals. I don't want just a part of them. We know all of them. And then we're going to give you what we want to give you. Like those people are going to accept that. They fighting the big bear over there. I don't think they give a crap about fighting the other big bear over here if he just want to come over there. But he just know he can't do that because that you're breaking into the sovereignty of a nation over there in Europe, and those people are going to fight you. That's the first thing that you're going to get to starting a world war. Now he already said that when he was first time when Zelensky was in his White House. You're getting ready to start a third world war. Now, if you say that and it's get started, he's already set the stage and everything to say that, well, Zelensky and stuff started this third world war. There's a war going on. It's a third world war going on. And I believe he's so crazy. He's crazy enough and everything to do it, to start another world war. Send the American troops over there and everybody else over there to start a world war. And the Congress is not going to stop him.
Have you ever heard of Ayn Rand?
Yep.
Well, those people, Peter Thiel is a known believer of Ayn Rand. And a lot of the IT people over there in Silicon Valley, that's their whole philosophy. They don't want to be governed. They want everything to be monetized. Everything. That's why I said that their goal is to take Greenland. Now, however they do it, buy it, take it over, whatever, they don't care. They want Greenland. All the politics and all the crap that Trump is doing, he's doing this because he's going to get fed money. I'm being a conspiracy theorist. I'm predicting. I'm not prophesizing, but I'm predicting.
Yeah, well, I don't believe they got enough power to get that. The only way they're going to get it is they're going to have to buy everybody up there in Greenland out, and they're going to
That's
have
what
to
I'm
accept
trying to
that
tell
money.
you. They got enough money to do
And
that, bro.
and they're going to have to accept that money.
So,
And you're looking at. We already said that we are short-term thinkers. Trump is a short-term thinker. If for some unknown, far out, hilarious reason that they pay them people and they people say, okay, we'll walk away. You can have this old ice ground over here. Then they got to turn around and get somebody to come up there and develop that stuff long term to get it.
well, that ain't gonna be no problem. They got money.
Oh man, they ain't got enough
They
money to
got
people.
billions. They got billions,
Man,
bro. Plus,
that's all.
Trump gonna give them money too.
They ain't gonna be.
The government gonna be involved too.
They ain't gonna have all that stuff going on. That is not. That is not going to happen. It is too
That's your
much.
political. That's your
It's
politics
it's too much. It's
talking.
too much stuff going on and too much money that they got to do to come up there and develop that place. They got to get the people first to go up there to that cold ass place and freeze to death and pay these people unheard of amount of money. And they're doing the same thing up there in Alaska with the oil fields up there. They are paying these folks up there unheard amount of money, and they to get that daggone stuff down. It took them decades to get that thing started where they can start pulling oil and stuff out of the ground up there. And they're getting it and they're moving it down to United States finally. But it took an unheard amount of money to do that. And people, our folks and stuff ain't going to go up there and get in that coal and do all that work. You're not
There's
going
a
to do
lot
it.
of Americans over there. There's a lot of
Russia,
Americans moved to Alaska.
Russia has so much natural resources that if I'm them and Putin is my buddy now, I'm gonna go over there and ask him for some of his stuff.
They tried that, bro.
But then you got to keep trying. You got to
Why
keep
you think
trying.
the secretary of the president of Exxon became the secretary of state when he went up to Russia? And he called. What did he call? What did he call Trump?
He got Trump got the right folks now to go up there and Putin is
Well,
in
I'm just
power.
saying he tried it.
Well, that don't mean he can't keep on trying because that's probably the best bet for him, I would think. Then go up there to Greenland and try to take over a country and create a war. He's your buddy, and I'm looking at my pal over here. And say, hey, bud, you got this stuff over there and everything. I can come on in and get it for you. Release you some money so you can feed your people because they starving to death.
I went and I was checking out the BYD,
Mm-hmm.
the car dealership. You know what their share is going for? $406.
How much?
$406.
Yeah. You better buy it.
406.
You better buy it.
Now, wait a minute, I'm gonna tell you. It's this guy named Carl Bass. And I don't know if you remember that name, but he was the main guy that did the subprime mortgages crisis,
Mm-hmm.
purchasing credit default swaps. He has 2 financial companies now. He's a wheeler dealer, and he don't play because he knows his stuff.
Well, he got enough money backing him up.
Well, yeah, because he got all that credit swaps.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that, man, you should have heard him selling Tesla. Wait a minute, let me tell you. You should have heard him. He said that the BYD car is just like Tesla and is no better. He was just bragging on Tesla. He said, why would you get a BYD car? And Tesla is the same. All they did was copy from Tesla.
The car costs more. The Tesla car cost. I almost spent $100,000 for a Tesla, and I can get a BYD for $45,000.
But do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All he is a plant. He's a plant. He's a plant. And he was bragging on Trump about his tariffs and everything. This dude, he was on the Business Channel and being interviewed. I say, man, this dude ain't nothing but a plant. That's all he is. Then I looked him up and I said, oh, yeah, I remember him. Yeah. It's amazing, boy. They got them all out there.
There is some fools and stuff now who are going to probably follow him and going to say, well, maybe he might have something here, and they're going to invest some money with him.
Well, not only investing money in him, but the thing is that he's pushing Trump's agenda,
mm-hmm.
and he's selling it. And
he's trying to sell it.
He's
trying to sell it. He's trying to sell it.
Businessman.
He's trying to sell it. He's trying to sell it. Now, is anyone buying it? That's what I want to know. Who's buying it? Who buying what he's saying? Because you looking at him and saying he got to be a fool. Well, how many people are looking at him and saying he got to be a fool?
Ed, we living in the age of stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
When the man told you he was coming for you, you still voted for him. When he told you he was coming for your Social Security, when he told you he was coming for Medicare, when he told you he was coming for Medicaid.
Ed did not vote for him. And nobody in my family voted for him.
But he told you he was coming for you.
Yes, sir. And I believed him. That's why I didn't vote for him.
But a lot of people didn't.
That's why I didn't vote for him. And that's why when I see all these folks out there crying, I voted for him, but he took my wife and put her on the plane to go to El Salvador so she can be locked up. I don't know where she at. They could be over there raping her. I don't know. Oh, yeah.
Okay, here's another one for you. So, I had to go pick up some stuff. Friday is usually we have fish, and my wife wanted some catfish.
Hmm.
So I went and got some. So
Now,
between
now, is this the grocery store or the restaurant?
this grocery store.
Oh, okay, so she's gonna have to fix the catfish.
Yeah, she
Oh,
was.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Go ahead. Go
So
ahead.
anyway,
Go ahead.
so I always listen to my little conservative radio station to hear what these people got to say. So I'm listening to this guy, and I ain't gonna even give you his website, but he's a conservative, and he's almost like he's throwing a little thing for kids and all that stuff. Here's the thing, and I'm gonna say this, and I hope I don't offend anybody, but he who had without sin cast the first stone. Now, what is going on in my mind spiritually to me is that these people are trying, and this is all over. It comes on my Facebook all the time. It comes on, on TV all the time. These people are preaching, and when I say preaching, like they are the right stuff as far as God goes. This is what they're doing. We are the right choice. We're going to do the right thing. We're going to have law and order. We're not going to have wars. We're going to make sure that we're self-sufficient, American only, and all that. And we want people to have good behavior and all of that kind of stuff. And I look at these people, their righteousness, just like the Bible says, their righteousness is like filthy rags. Because in my mind, if they're supposed to be Christ-like, when you see police shooting unarmed men down like cold blood, or when you see gun violence going on all over the place, and not one time do you go protest. Not one time do you write your congressman about all of these almost 500 million guns in this country. Not one time are you talking about we got more people in prison in over 50 countries. When you see disparity in education from kindergarten all up to high school, but you ain't got a word to say, but go in there and protest and make public schools look bad. So that's okay. You want to keep on, the thing is, your hypocritical self is going to be found out. It's already been found out, but the bottom line is that you reap what you sow. Because you call yourself doing good. That's why the Bible says he says your righteousness is like filthy rags. And in the Hebrew, what that means is, and this is kind of graphic, it's like a menstrual bloody rag. Because your goodness ain't don't mean nothing to God. Nothing. If you ain't gonna be Christ-like and live like Christ, a godly person, and you call yourself supposed to be, and then you don't stand up for all this crap that these people are doing, and then you're gonna call yourself Christ-like or a Christian, don't mean nothing. Now that's scripture. So just keep on acting the way you acting and think you're being Mr. Righteous and all that. Maybe you don't classify black people as followers of Christ or any other nationality, but God don't have no favorites. He don't have no favors. There is no partiality with God. You might think God might be favoring you, but he don't. He deals with each one of us, soul by soul. Just because you're in a group don't mean that God is you protected. The Bible tells me, work out your own salvation in fear and trembling. My mama can't save me. Your pastor can't save you. You got to work on your own salvation. So just continue doing what you're doing and thinking you're doing the right thing and righteous, but you ain't being righteous. You being self-serving for your little group, for your little party, for your little organization. You better read. They say you got to rightly divide the word. You can't read some of it. You got to read all of it. I just wanted to say that because that really ticks me off when I see these people running around. And I ain't judging nobody. All I'm saying is if you're gonna call yourself supposed to be Christ-like, then you need to act like it. And if you're gonna call out certain things and not call out the other stuff, this man is a liar and you know he lying. He's an adulteress. He's a con artist. He's a thief. But you don't call him out. And none of his cohorts.
And the
Just
reason
these
why
people
they
sit
don't
up
call
here.
him, the reason why you don't call him out, Ted, is because he's doing what you want him to do. This is what
Yeah,
they want him to do.
yeah.
They want him to be to dismantle the education department so they can send money. The public dollars can go to the private schools, to their schools. So they're taking public money and sending it to the private schools.
Taxpayer money.
Taxpayer money going right into their coffer, to the church coffer, because they got a school going on. So we got a school and they're going to send money. And they are sending out messages and stuff to anybody who will listen, and to get them to, if they can't fill these schools up and everything, to get people to come over there to these private schools and stuff, because you can bring your money over here and go to this school so they can indoctrinate those children. That's what they want to do. You're taking God out of their schools, so we're going to put it back in. You coming to our school.
And then they're going to have their own godly way of doing
Own godly way, own everything. They're going to have everything going their way, almost like the Catholic Church has been doing.
That's a good point.
But the only difference is that the Catholic Church is not taking public monies. But I'm pretty sure that when they start doing this, the Catholic Church is going to probably say, well, you can bring that money over here too. But before, your money had to keep that school going, the Catholic Church. And that's all they used. They didn't use public funding. So the kids who went there, their parents had to come out of their pocket and pay for their schooling. So we get into the era and everything where our public schools will probably, Ted, down the road, won't be a public school anymore.
I agree.
We're going that way. So I'm sitting here wondering I should have been wondering a long time ago what our schools are going to be doing in our neighborhood, but we see what's going on in our schools in our neighborhood right now. So when we start losing those federal dollars that supposed to be coming into our pockets to take care of these schools, what's going to happen to these schools?
Here's the thing, and I'm just speculating. All those charter schools they've been building all over the country, they can always convert those over to private schools. So now you have no buses, all of that. You have no athletics because most of these schools don't have athletics. Real competition and nothing like that. They have their own little thing going on. They don't have really, they don't participate in the school scholastic things, that they do. They have, because one of my grandkids go to a charter school, and they have little flag football and stuff like that. They don't really have, competitive sports or competitive music or competitive anything, So these charter schools are a whole different thing. And if they convert those charter schools to private schools, then whoever's running that privately, then they, like you said, they're going to get that state money and not go to those public schools. They're already getting state money as it is, but now they private. So now you got to be able to afford to go to those charter schools that's converted to private school. Now, depending on the charter schools that you go to and neighborhoods that you go to, one might be only $5,000 a year. The next one might be $20,000 a year. So you say, I can't afford that one. So now the other charter school is not as good as the other one, the other private school. So now you got an issue. Now you sitting up here, you got to pay all this money for your kids to go to a supposed to be public school. Everybody can't afford no $20,000 a year, brother. Send their kids. You might, if you're lucky, you might get $3,000 a year for each one of your kids to go to a charter school or a private school. If you're lucky, then they're gonna say, well, to come here it's gonna cost you $10,000 a year. You want to pay that on time, or do you have cash?
Well, I think, Ted, that somewhere in there, somewhere in that thinking, somebody is sitting around trying to figure out how they can get some money out of that deal. So, if I'm thinking right, there is some private equity groups and a whole bunch of other folks and everything are looking into these states because the states is going to be in charge of their own education. The government going to have a small staff, and the only thing that small staff, they don't create any rules and regulations. All they do is every year or every quarter, they send money to these states, whatever their allotment and stuff is. And then once that allotment hits the state, then the state decide what they want to do with that.
And then they distribute it however they want.
However they want.
And give it to whoever they want.
Whoever they want.
And usually it's those people that put them in office.
Absolutely. And if you ain't voting for those folks and stuff and everything like we've been doing, then you take the leftovers, whatever's left over. And I'm pretty sure that somebody's going to figure out how to go in there and take that lump sum of money that they're going to be giving to this one school, and they're going to grab a profit off of it and give the children the scraps. That means that they might not have a lunch program. That means that they might only go to school for 2 days a week. The rest of the time,
or they might tell them that 2 days a week, and then the other 3 days you're gonna have to study at home.
The other 3 days you got to go home. You got to be at home the other 3 days. They might give them a laptop or something and everything where they can log in to their classrooms and everything is online. Kids lose their laptop, that they don't learn anything. Parents don't have internet access in their home. Kids don't learn anything.
Well, we saw that fiasco when people was going to McDonald's so that they can log in
Yep.
to be in class.
That's what's getting ready to happen. And they're going to take that money, extra money that they got left over, and somebody going to pocket that money.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have a principal at the school gonna be making $200,000-$300,000 a year.
Right, whatever. And he might be the person and stuff and everything that's in charge of the whole thing. And whatever money he saves and everything goes in his pocket or into his friends who are backing him up pocket. And those schools and stuff can be just like these hospitals and clinics and stuff are doing, can be controlled by Wall Street. Another way Wall Street can keep some money in their pocket because they are the ones who give the money out for these schools.
And they're doing the same thing with the farmers, Ed.
Yeah. Hey, there's a way and stuff to make this whole thing a private entity thing. That's probably where they're headed to. You can see it coming.
But we said this, we talked about this about a month ago. Who's preparing for this?
None of our folks out there, they are not prepared for any of this, Ted. You know that. They're not prepared anything. All they're going to do is complain and cry about it after it's been implemented. After it's all said and done, they're going to be complaining and crying about it. And that's it. And it's too late because it's already done.
I got one more thing here. And I'll be done. This is my last thing.
Go ahead.
Manufacturing.
Thank you.
Ooh. Google movie. I'm telling you, bro. They are playing a game. Big fat game. They keep talking about we gonna bring manufacturing back, we gonna do this and make America great again. You know, I mean, first of all, we don't have the workers. We don't have the skilled people. Second of all, when they do bring manufacturing, it's gonna be automated.
Mm-hmm.
And they keep on telling people we need manufacturing back so people can make more money, because right now, you know, people are not making enough money, and manufacturing is good paying jobs.
Mm-hmm.
This is a promise that's not going to be kept.
Mm-hmm.
Because they already said, I heard one business guy say, it don't make no sense. Why would we open up apparel manufacturing? Because it don't pay nothing. It don't pay nothing. Those people that overseas, they're getting paid little money to bring the stuff over here where we pay big money for the clothes. And that's where they make their profit.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you bring manufacturing for apparel here, people ain't gonna be working for no $10, $12 an hour. They're gonna want $25, $20 an hour making clothes.
Mm-hmm.
That means that the clothes are gonna have to be more expensive. Right now, you can get you a nice little shirt for $40, $50.
Mm-hmm.
If you get the discount store, you might get it cheaper. But the bottom line is, that shirt will cost you $100, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about for the average person. Right now, these multi-millionaire upscale stores now are paying $750, $800 for a shirt already. But the average Joe, when you go to work, you know, you just want a nice little working shirt. You're a clerk or whatever you are, you doing. You don't want to spend no $50, $60, $70 for a regular shirt.
Mm-hmm.
But see, this is what I'm looking at. Because they already said there's only 12 million people that work in the manufacturing industry in this country.
Mm-hmm.
And they already said that they are lacking 2 to 3 million people working in the manufacturing company. You can't even get enough people to even work in manufacturing.
Absolutely.
And they talking about bringing manufacturing back.
Right. Absolutely.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Why don't people do the numbers, man? These news people,
They
man.
have done the smart folks, Ted. We ain't talking about Trump now. We're talking about the smart folks have already did those numbers. That's why he got Musk there. So, because Musk is the one that's doing the numbers and stuff. He telling them what they're going on. Trump just said, heck, I'm going to be the conduit to let you do what you want to do. And he's already said, this is how we're going to do this stuff. And he's keeping this thing going. We're going to get this going. We're going to do this. We're going to get rid of people. But he found out that most of these folks, they're unionized. So the union is fighting to get these people back to work. So what does he do? He signs an executive order to get rid of the unions.
He can't do that legally, can
He just did it. He just did it. He signed an executive order to get rid of unions for every federal government employee out there.
But he for the people.
He signed it. He just signed it. I'm getting rid of the unions. He said, well, you can't do it. He did it. He signed it. That's the executive order. He signed it. He's getting rid of all the unions who are taking care of these federal employees. All of them. TSA, Border Control, all of them. Now, how he expect the TSA folks to respond, the Border Patrol people to respond, because those are the people who were supposed to be deporting these folks out of here. What they gonna say? You done got rid of the union, and we don't have no union contract, so these no strike clauses don't matter anymore. So we just gonna shut this government down. If I'm the union, that's what I would do. You done got rid of, shut it down. Stop working. Every last one of you. Every last one of you. Stop working. Sit outside on the picket line and shut this government down. The Congress won't do it. The only people can do it is the people. If I'm head of one of them unions, I'm contacting every one of my union brothers and everything and say, hey, let's go. This Negro want to act crazy and stuff and everything and take away our rights, bargaining rights. He done took them away. We don't have no bargaining rights now because he took them away. Let's shut it down. We're not doing nothing else. We're going to bring this country to a halt. There won't be a train running. There won't be a bus running. There won't be anybody up there passing out Social Security checks. There won't be nobody who going to them office and cleaning up his daggone mess and polishing off his gold toilets and everything. There won't be nobody there. There won't be nobody going to the White House and stuff and cleaning the place up and making sure the maintenance work is done. There won't be anything happening. You're going to shut this place down. Nothing else you can do.
They ain't gonna do that though, Ed.
Why not?
I said they ain't gonna do it.
But why not?
Because they need their jobs. They don't want to lose their homes.
You already lost it. He getting ready to take care of everything you got. He getting rid of. He already said he getting rid of over 3/4 of the workforce out there. He getting rid of. You're gonna lose your job anyway. You shut this country down. What's going to happen, Ted? For 3 days, come to a complete halt. Nothing gets done.
I bet you he didn't cut off the police.
Yes, he will. You cut the police off. All of them. Shut it down. We ain't doing nothing. A complete halt in this country. You talking about something devastating, kid. It will be devastating. For 3 days. You don't even go for 3 days. Shut the water down, the sewage, everything goes down. Now you heard this idea on the Ted Ed podcast. Think about it. Ain't nothing happening, Ted. Ain't no mass
But wait a
transportation.
minute. Let me say this. If that happens, do you think the Republicans might say we got to impeach their ass?
It doesn't matter what they say.
I'm talking about impeaching 47.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. When this country goes down and nothing going on, nothing happening, you immediately have a big problem here. He can't even piss in the toilet. He can't wash his ass. All them folks out there, every last one of them can't do nothing. And none of them can be able to go out and arrest nobody. Shut it down. There ain't no
They ain't got
train running.
enough guts, Ed.
There ain't no train running. There ain't no bus running.
They ain't got enough guts.
Hey, why not?
They ain't got enough guts.
Why not? That's what
They
he's
ain't got enough guts, bro.
That's what he's dependent upon. That they ain't got enough guts. But what is he going to do if everything shuts down? Ain't a plane flying. Not one plane takes off and goes nowhere. What are you going to do? The military, he already told the military, you all can't do nothing. You're going to try to send the military out to get it done. But you can't even make a phone call because we're shutting everything down. All electricity gone. I'm Ted, you know me. I'm just throwing this thing out here and everything. But hey, I'm thinking this might be a good idea. Final word, Ted.
I'm gonna say the same thing you said. Shut it down.
Shut it down. Shut it down, people.
Shut it down, bro.
Shut it down. You ain't got you take it. He tried to shut it down. He wanted to shut it down, so shut it down for him. Shut it down. And let him figure out what the hell to do. He can throw him out there. He can declare martial law. He can declare whatever he want to declare. He can declare whatever. Shut it down. He can't make these folks work.
Shut it all down.
Shut it down. You heard it from us, folks. Shut it down. See y'all tomorrow. If we still working, still running by tomorrow. Because they might take my advice and shut it down. You guys tomorrow, hopefully. Bye.